The recurring accounts payable invoice feature is located under the accounts payable module. Enter recurring payable invoice. This feature allows you to establish a recurring invoice based upon a certain time interval. When you first enter the screen, you are ready to enter in a new recurring payable. If you'd like to look up an existing one, you can hit the drop down box here, or you could use the page up and page down keys on your keyboard. Page up and page down. In this case, we're going to create a new recurring for Jones Realty. That's for the monthly rent, and automatically comes up with a invoice number from the system setup file, from the system master. You can change it or you can leave it. Terms, you can put whatever terms you want to put in there. You can choose it from the drop down box like you normally would. Reference, you can leave it blank or make an entry. The amount, let's say the rent is maybe $1,500 a month. So we'll go ahead and do that. Number of occurrences, well, if it's going to be 12, that's once a month. And you can see the other options we have here. We could do it semi-annually, quarterly, or weekly, or bi-weekly. Number left, if it's an indefinite amount, you can just put all 9s in here. The next date, which means the next date you want it to occur. And if we're on a 12-month, then once we process it, the next date will automatically be turned to 8/1. Here, what we want to do is put in something like a rent expense. Obviously, for your rent, you would do a rent expense. And let's just locate where that would be. And let's see. Oh, I passed it. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. So we have the rent expense. We'll keep it as a debit. And we're going to put in $1,500. Okay. Now we're going to save it. And when we save it, it checks to make sure it's in balance. It is. We say yes. And now we're ready to enter a new one. And if we want to look at the one we just entered, we can hit page up and we can see it here. And there's another one for Aetna Health Insurance, which will start on February 1st. So we're going to close this out. And now what happens is if you go into the accounts payable module and you go into generate recurring payable invoice, and it says 7103, so it will generate anything up until and including 7103. We click generate, says are we sure, we say yes. Now it's posting to the general ledger and creating those two invoices for us. And it said it created two. That's fine. We can hit close. And now if you wanted to see the new invoice and how it showed up, we'll just print an aging report. Incidentally, we could also look into the accounts payable inquiry screen and click on open invoices. And now you can see there's one for 2/1, dated 2/1, for $22.50, which was one of the ones we had just created. And let's scroll down to Jones Realty, and there's the one for 7/1/03 for $1,500. And that concludes the accounts payable recurring invoice feature.